Hello everyone. Welcome to Intellipaat's live webinar on how to start your career in UI/UX. Today's webinar is conducted by Mr. Rajendra, who is a UX design lead at HCL Technologies. He has 18 plus years of experience as a passionate digital strategist, design leader, UX specialist in design thinking. He is also an HFI trained professional, which is Human Factors International Professional. So guys, let's welcome Rajendra to this session.
Thank you,
Rajendra,
Sudhir.
over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for the introduction. Hi, everyone. You're welcome to this new world, the UX design professionals. This is I would first of all would say that if you are interested in pursuing your career in UX, you are taking a very good decision because right now this is one of the most hot job. So welcome to UX and UI design. Let's move forward and let's understand what exactly it is. Okay, what is UX design? So UX design is the process of enhancing user satisfaction with the product by improving the usability, accessibility, and pleasure, providing in the interaction of the product. So what a UX designer does, he actually, whenever he is designing a product, he takes care that the product are created for the users. And when he is trying to create that, it has the best, the most optimum usability and accessibility. When we are talking about accessibility, this means the design approach should include all kind of users. There could be some people with hearing challenges or the vision challenges or some other kind of challenges. The best design is that whenever the design thinks about all kind of users. And actually accessibility is very important because if you will see that the most of the disabled person would like to work on online instead of going into the market. So accessibility is very important for your success of your product. It should be a pleasurable experience in a way, like a pleasant experience in a way that whatever task is given is to be performed by the user. It should be like smooth, like he should comfortably be able to complete that task. So these three things needs to be taken care of by the UX designer. Now understand what is the difference between UX design and UI. So UX design is not just the layout of a page or the colors or typography. That is not UX design. UX design is more about empowering people to achieve more and better. When we are saying empowering people to achieve more and better, if a task can be done in a simple way, we would like to see how in a more better way we can do it, like online tasks. So this is about UX design, which is much more than UI design. Let's move forward and see the difference between the two, understand the difference between the two. On the left side, you will see UI, and what exactly UI is. It is just an interface design. It is a visual design, in fact. So what we do in UI, we are a visual designer, and in UI, whatever is the interaction, interaction is designed by the UX. We just create pages on the basis of that design given by the UX designer. But on the other hand, on the right side, you will see that UX includes many things. It start from field research. Like whenever you're designing a product, you don't design in your laboratory or in your office. You need to go out as a designer. You need to go out and talk to the user, do all field research, interview them, and come back, then working on analyzing whatever data we have collected by creating persona, interaction design, information architect. That is also part of it. Then we also take care of, as a UX designer, that the product is usable. The usability is very important of the product. Then prototyping, like whenever we have a problem in front of us as a designer, we work on ideation, and then we create a workable solution, which is prototype. And once prototype is created, we go for usability testing. And it also includes interface design and visual design. So you will see that UX is a bigger term. It includes UI also in it. So it is not like they are the same thing. They are different. In a way, UX is bigger and UI is part of it. That's how we can understand UX and UI. Let's move forward and understand with a very practical example here. Like in the real world, if you go for a coffee or to take a coffee, on the left side you will see that what is UI in the real world. The cup and plate, the table, the chair, these things are the UI actually. The things which we use, just the design part of it. But if you look at the left side, you will see that it's a restaurant. And when it is a restaurant, it is the complete experience. So not only the restaurant, but the complete experience, like how you can see all the products available, all the coffee or anything available, how the waiter is treating you, how fast the service is being done, how cozy the environment is, how comfortably and efficiently whatever you want to do there in that restaurant, you can do it, like thinking or coming out with an idea or maybe chatting with someone, and it is comfortable, cozy atmosphere. So everything included, the whole experience is the user UX. That's the UX design. The whole experience is UX design. Whereas on the left side, the little creation is the only, which are part of the whole experience, are the UI. Let's move forward and think in the term of the software products. On the left side, if we talk about UI, the user interface design, you will see that there are workable the elements in it, like buttons we have, sliders we have, switches we have. Maybe we have a input box there where we can fill our name and submit. All those things are UI. But if you look at the right side, it is about the whole product, where the user is completing the whole task. Whatever task this product offering to perform, this guy, the users of these products should be able to perform right from point A to finishing the goal. So the whole experience of the digital software experience, creation of that, like how the person will start and where he will finish, what are the other feature on that software product, all those things are designed, thought and ideated by the UX designer. So this is the difference between the two. Now, also think about what the learned people are talking about the whole UX design. Jesse James is a California-based senior UX designer, and according to him, the UX is the value of experience. It is not the experience itself, but it is in what the experience help us to accomplish. So we are not talking only about the experience the user is having, but how efficiently, quickly the person is able to accomplish what he wants to do on that software. That is what needs to be achieved. Okay, let's move forward and think about let's understand about this much talked phrase, and you will come across this phrase a lot when you will become a UX designer. This is called design thinking. What is design thinking? It is a very hot topic right now. Whenever you are a UX designer, you are asked to understand and practice UX design thinking. Design thinking is a term which is first generated by Stanford. We will come to that later, but let's understand what exactly is design thinking. Design thinking refers to creative strategy designers utilize during the process of design. Okay. Design thinking use the designer's sensibility and method to match people's need with what technologically possible and what is viable by the business strategy, which can convert into customer value and market opportunity. So what designer does with established methodology, designer create a solution around the user which has three aspects in it. First is user approach and the design part of it. The second is business viability, and third is technological feasibility. So all these three things are required to be taken care of by the UX designer when he is implementing all the methodology while creating a design. In a very simple word, design thinking is a method to is a creative method to create a solution for the user which works for the user. And to be able to do that, he used established method for that. That is design thinking. A UX needs to first know this term, design thinking, if you want to become a UX designer. So UX designer needs to know it. Okay, let's understand what are the different steps in design thinking. Design thinking is the term which is first widely used by Stanford University. They come up with this phrase called Stanford design thinking, and which offer an innovative way of thinking actually. So design thinking is not only for the software development or any other one thing. It is a widely used, method to create solution or innovation for any kind of problem which is coming. It could be a physical problem. It could be as simple as having a shopping cart and designing it according to the user need, to creating a space shuttle also, or a surgical theater, like how the things should be in there. Everywhere you will see that design thinking is applied to innovate these solutions. That's design thinking. Okay, let me check. I can see. Okay, fine. Good afternoon to everyone. Good evening to everyone. Okay, coming back to design thinking, different step. So design thinking approach, whenever the UX designer is applying, it has 5 steps. First is empathize. Second is define. Third is ideate. Fourth is prototype stage, and the last is test stage. So in the first stage, which is empathize stage, the UX designer try to understand the pain areas or the suffer or struggle faced by the user whenever he's trying to perform a task. So in that situation, what UX designer does, he just empathize. He puts himself in the shoes of the user and try to understand his problem. He collect data, and this we will understand later that perform with the form of interviews or other things. Once the data is collected by understanding the user, the second step is defined step, where we just look at the other competitive solutions available in the market. We study those solutions and try to find out what better we can do, or what we can take from what inspiration we can take from there. We also work on available content in the face of define. We work on other practices also, like creating personas, empathy map, affinity map, and scenarios creations. All those things are done in the define phase. So once we have done so many activities, we can clearly see what exactly is the problem. What exactly is the problem that can be defined clearly in this phase. Once we have a well-defined problem statement according to the user, we come to the third phase, which is ideate phase. And what we do, we start generating idea on the basis of available data from this last two steps of empathize and define. In this phase, we generate ideas. It could be, convergent ideas. It could be divergent idea. We will understand later about those things. And once we have those ideas, and once we have finalized an idea, then we create a tangible solution on that, which is called prototype. So prototype is nothing but creating the wireframe. Right now, I am only explaining in terms of the software development. So I am not talking in terms of the physical products. So in the prototype phase of software development, what we do, we try to create a concept in ideation phase, and on the basis of that, we create a prototype. And prototype is nothing but a crude way of creating the solution, which is not having the minute detail, but essential things are there. And once we have created it, we go to the user again and test the product, and see the value, and we get the validity of whatever prototype we have created, whatever solution we have created so far. And when we run this prototype with the user, we get the feedback, and once again we improve the prototype to make it more matured, and we keep on doing it until we get the matured solution for that problem of the users. This is where the UX designer work finishes and other people can take over. When I'm talking about other people, those can be visual designer who are taking the wireframe, and on the basis of that wireframe, they will create the colored high fidelity layout design of each page, whatever prototype wireframe UX designer has done. Okay, and then it will go to the engineer for coding, and once it is coded, it go for testing. So that's how the whole function happens. But coming back to his design thinking exercise, which is the most important exercise in product development, most critical, and it is much before the engineer start coding. So kindly understand that earlier, I think in 90s or 80s, the software development used to start with engineers, and it used to finish with engineer. But now the picture has changed. The smarter solution technology has improved. So the role of UX designers have come into the picture, and they have become hot because they are the one who are creating the solution. Once they have created the solution, then only the engineer will work on it. So understand the importance of this job right now, the UX designer. It's very important. Let's understand more about the design thinking exercise. Um, this is right now, design thinking is used by many big organizations, including IBM or maybe Oracle or SAP or Salesforce. They all are using their own tailored design thinking exercise, which has actually coming from the Stanford University design thinking. We have given this example in the context of IBM design thinking, where they have just customizes according to their requirement. Their emphasized phase has become understand phase here. Their define phase has become explore, which include two things: define and ideate. And then once define and explore phase over, it goes to prototype, and then testing phase is evaluate phase. You will also see the green thing, which is HIL, sponsor user, and playback. IBM used a terminology called HILs, which is just nothing but the problem definition. Sponsor user are the people around which this design is being created. And playback is a very important activity which is done in-house with the stakeholders and also with the engineers to bring them on the same page when we are creating this product. So that's how the design thinking exercise is further improved or customized by IBM. Let us understand this design thinking with a live example. Let's take up this live example and see how the design thinking is implemented in this example. Okay, some user before the era of smartphone used their phone just for making call and sending text messages. Then came the smartphone. Then what happened? That people wanted to chat. And we had already available solutions actually for chatting, like we have MSN and we have Skype also that time. I'm talking about 20 years back. That time WhatsApp was not there and Skype and MSN used to be there in the market. But the problem with the Skype and MSN was that you will have to first register yourself and then add the participant to be able to talk to them. So this was not for the people who just bought the mobile phone and they are quite novice to technology. They do not know. They were very challenging for them to register themselves and then add people to chat with. WhatsApp came and they empathize with this kind of user, and they come with the solution that the problem definition which they came with is like this, that the use of smartphone creates a new kind of user who does not possess such expertise in phone. It is tricky for him to create account and add friend. This was the empathize step where the design thinking applied, and we understood the pain area of the user. Then came the next stage, which is define phase. And what we defined that that to create a chat application for mobile, this is what is the goal which we have set before the designing, that to create a chat application for mobile that does not require creating an account or adding users. So this was the goal which has been set, which is done in define phase. What IBM does, they put a name to it, to the user, like near Leonard here is a fictitious name, and they put in a statement here like Leonard can chat with his friend and his family without creating an account and without adding friends in the application. So what they have done here, which is very important, that they have put a goal that this is what we need to achieve while designing the software. So what happened? The solution came is what you can see in the ideation phase where idea was generated, that use SMS and phone number instead of account creation. Use phone number as ID and phone contacts in the phone as friends. So as soon as you open your WhatsApp, you are already you can use it readily, and you have the users also available in your phone, right? So this was the great advantage that time. Sponsor user would validate the solution as applicable for them. So this is how we have also defined the goal that the experience should be validated by the sponsor user. The prototype is created and then it is taken to the sponsor user. The sponsor user checked it, and then they give feedback, and once again came to prototype stage, further improve it, and then once again it goes to the testing phase, validation phase. This iteration happens for some time between prototype and testing. Once we have got the right solution, it go for the next step, which is playback, where we align our engineering team, our sales team, our offering team and customer around the same objective. We explain everything that what we have done so that we all are in the same page. Now only once we have done all these things, it is ready for the engineer to code. Okay. So see how much exercise, how much work a UX designer need to do before it go for coding, making it live. I'm not trying to demean the engineer's work, but I'm just trying to add and want to open the eye of people that it is not just engineer who create a product. It is the teamwork of UX designer, visual designer, engineers, testers, and project manager, or the salespeople, everyone actually, including users. Now understand the responsibility, like when you will become a UX designer, what would be your main responsibility? So responsibility number one is to create user-centric design by understanding business requirement and user feedback. Very obvious. You are a UX designer, you need to create a design which is user-centric, and you need to understand, for that you need to understand business and user. Second thing is creating user flow, wireframe, prototype, mockup. That is also the work of the UX designer, that he first create the whole flow as how the user will work. On the basis of that, he create the wireframe, he create the prototype eventually, and also create the mockup, actually the working prototype. The other thing is translating requirement. What UX designer does is translating requirement into style guide, design system, design patterns, and attractive user interface. This is also most of the time is done by UX designer, but some big organization with big project, UX designer does the first two things, and third thing is done by the visual designers actually, like creating style guide, creating design system, design pattern, or the attractive user interface, because that's a different skill actually. And mostly people are having both the skills, like user research and also the creative skills actually. So if you have both, you can do this thing also, third thing also. Most of the time, all the company wants that you should have these skills actually, user research skills and creating the layout skills. The next is designing UI element such as input control, navigational component, informational component. What are these things? If you go to Make My Trip, you will see that whenever you are trying to book a flight, a form came up, you fill that form, and the forms may be for payment, forms may be for your address, or other things. So these all are little input, like input boxes, buttons, navigation on the top, which will talk about the flight, hotel, or other thing, and about your information. So that comes into the navigational part. Informational and component are also there. Creating original graphic design like images, icons, sketches, all those things are also the responsibility of the designer. Identifying and troubleshooting UX problem. Yes, it is very much required. Once you have created the design, it does not mean your work is over. Engineer will keep on, poking you and asking how you have done it, and if they face some problem, you will have to fix this problem also. The problem could be that they are not able to work on some kind of component which you have created. So maybe you need to recreate or give another solution to them. Collaborating effectively with products, engineering, and management team. This is also a very important task which UX designer needs to do. They need to collaborate with engineers, with the project management, and the users, all of them, even the customer also. Incorporating customer feedback, usage metric, and usability finding into design in order to enhance user experience. So that the product keep getting matured. It doesn't finish after creating one product. Once you have a product created and it is launched into the market and people are working with it, you still keep on getting the feedback and keep on improving, keep on solving the problem which you get from the user and making your product smarter and smarter. So that's also the one of the activities you need to do. Let's move forward. And if anyone has any question, we can ask here. We can talk now. Anyone has any question? Okay, I am moving forward. If no one has any question in that case, or let me just also check. Sorry, what we were talking about. Yeah, I think sometime what happened that we don't have these people. Yeah, so they can talk. I was thinking you people are actually controlled or muted, but you are open. You are open to chat or talk also. If you have any question, you can actually type in there. That can be answered later. Meanwhile, let's move forward and talk about the next thing, which is how to make a career in UI and UX. Simple. If you want to be a UI designer or UX designer, as with the other subject, you need to study about the profession or the skill. So you need to study a lot, and luckily there is a lot of stuff available in the market. There are paid, unpaid, websites are there which can help. I can see IDF, I can see Udemy. They have great courses, and there are international courses also. Like we have National and Norman, and we have Libue. Many websites are available in the market. Go and study. Learn the key UX principles. Yes, you need to understand the principle first before working on it. And how can you do that? You can buy books, you can go online, you can do that. Learn about the key UX method and process. Structure your learning with the credible UX course. Of course, like Intellipaat, you can, start your learning with the professional people like Intellipaat. Apply what you are learning to real world project. Okay, once you have learned it, maybe you may want to start creating solution, working on solution. Even then, when you don't have any professional paid project with you, maybe you can start. That will help you to create a product, to create a portfolio. Learn the tools of the trade. Very important. I'm sure that most of you or few of you might already be knowing about Photoshop, XD, Sketch, Figma. Those are the tools which are being used right now to work on UX design. And of course, build your UX portfolio. If you have a portfolio, which is the best thing to showcase your work. So definitely we need to have a portfolio also. Next is like we have discussed about it. Now let's talk about how to get there. How to become a UX and UI designer if you do not have a work experience and degree. Understand all the design direction. Study the tool for the work. I just told you that you can study Figma, which is free and which is the latest one. It is available online. It's a browser-based tool. You can just start using it. and there is a lot of tons of learning lesson available free on YouTube also. But if you want to have a structured learning, maybe you might want to get a help of the of a Intellipaat kind of organizations. Start paying attention to design, very important. Even if you are not studying, even if you are walking, just look at the designs which are there everywhere, right from the table, cup on the table, or everything in the room, on the road, car, or everything is the product of design. Watch and copy other, nothing bad in watching and copying other. So please start doing the like you might have good designers, so maybe you start watching their design. There are Behance, there are Dribble, was it Dribble, all these websites are there which you can go and look at the design of other people. Find mentor and become mentor. Find a good senior designer and just ask him wherever you are in a problem, and maybe you might want to help others, so that way also learning happens. Take a course. Most important of all, the course will help because it is the most structured way of learning. Okay, so that is all from my side. I will pass over to the course facilitator.
Hello, hi, this is Soumya, and I will be the course advisor for today from Intellipaat's team. So, what we are presenting today, that is the IIT Guwahati program of UI and UX, which is provided by us. Okay, so I'll presenting my screen for the IIT Guwahati program, which will be from Intellipaat. So if someone is having any question or any doubt regarding the course or any pointers, so you can just type this in the chat box. Fine. Yeah, so my screen is available, right? So this program is IIT Guwahati, by IIT Guwahati, as I told you. So this is the Electronics and ICT Academy by IIT Guwahati. Okay, and what we are providing, that is advanced certification in UI and UX design strategy. Already he told you about everything about the UI and UX design strategy. So now how you can complete this UI and UX degree from IIT Guwahati, that's I'm going to explain you about this. So we'll start with the content. See, he already mentioned everything about his in his session, that how you can become a UI and UX developer. So here are the modules which will be represented by the IIT Guwahati from Intellipaat. So I'll cover all the modules. If someone is having any doubt, so as I told you, you can just type that in the chat box. Okay. So yeah, first module will be the preparatory session, and that is about the scripting languages, HTML, CSS. And the second one will be the fundamentals of graphic designs and principles of visual design. Okay, he already explained you about these in the brief. So I'm just going through the nutshell of all the things. So just focus on that. Then second one is the user-centered design process. Under this, we'll cover three objects. First one is UI and UX design. Second one is the overview of UI UX design process. And the third one is difference between user interface and user experience. Then third module is there, that is about user research. So you can see that will start from the basic and will go for the further studies till advanced level. So that is a user research. It is a basic topic of user research. So we'll start from the basic, as I told you also. So now the fourth one is the designing interaction. That he also told you about that design, like how you can design how you can design as a UI and UX. Then fifth module is regarding fundamentals of UI, heuristics, and interaction design. And the sixth one is elementary sketching and wireframing also. Seventh one is depending on the low high fidelity design. Understand style guides, elements, and prototyping. This will be the module 8th. And the ninth module will be the usability evaluation. 10th is interaction with development team. And the 11th one is product design. Okay, so these are the modules which will be covered by the faculty. So now I'll talk about the faculty. The faculty, who is going to teach these all the modules, they are from the IIT Guwahati by itself. So they are going to teach you the all modules and all the topics from here. And some industries experts are also included here. So you can see that he's the one of the mentor, Mr. Rajendra Chandal. He's a UX design lead at HCL Technology. So he will be also your mentor. Yes, now what are the key highlights? What is provided by the IIT Guwahati from the Intellipaat team? So we'll start with your live session. Like every session will be the live session. So what we are providing, that is 50 plus live session across 7 months. So these 50 live session will be conducted on the weekends, like Saturday and Sunday, and the whole course will be completed in 7 months. Okay, then the second topic is there for the learn from industry practitioners and mentored by the IIT Guwahati faculty. So in the 7-month program, 3.5-month course will be taught by the IIT Guwahati faculty, and the rest of the course will be taught by the persons who are currently working as a UI and UX developer in some of the MNCs, and they are also experienced approx 10 to 15 years of experience they are carrying. And then what we are providing here, that is around 20 plus industry projects and case studies, and they all are the real-time projects and the case studies also. So during your course, you have to complete these projects and case studies as well. So once you complete the projects and case studies, you will be getting some experience letter from our side as well for UI and UX. And now fourth one, that is one-on-one with industry mentors. Like faculty is going to teach you about the courses, modules, and all the topics which I told you earlier. So now what will mentor do here? We are providing you the 24/7 support team from our side. So like if you are having any problem or any question, any query if you are having regarding your course or something, so you can just call back us. We'll provide you the 2 numbers, and that will from support team, and they will arrange a video session for you. Fine. Then after this course, what we are providing, that is the career services and guaranteed 3 interviews by Intellipaat. So in this, what we do, like we'll start with your resume building. The second one will be your LinkedIn profile updation with the persons who are currently working as a UI and UX developer in the MNCs. And the last pointer is 3 guaranteed interviews, which will be provided by the Intellipaat, and that too in MNCs. Then I already told you about the 24/7 support system. Then design for working professionals and freshers. So like this will be provided to the freshers, like how they can perform as a UI and UX developers. Soft skill essentials also training, like you are going to be taught by the IIT faculty. So you will be having the theoretical knowledge, and after that you will be getting some practical knowledge as well, because you are going to work on the project and case studies, which will be given by the Intellipaat. Okay. Now here, what is the main thing what I can explain you, that is 2 days campus immersion at IIT Guwahati. So we are also providing you this facility that you can go there, you can just meet the faculty, you can just take the experience from them, you can just discuss like about your career, about your future with them, and they will assist you regarding that. Now it's complete about the program. And the last option, like what is the fees and what is the how you can pay. So fees will be decided according to, like we'll take some admission process here also. So if anyone is interested in this program, so we are having the no cost EMI option for this also. So fees will be the fees for this program. Let me just show you. Yes. So the total fees for this program is 60,021, including excluding GST. So this is the program fees, but like we are taking the admission on the behalf of some interviews and something. So if anyone is interested, so they can type their mail ID on the chat box. So we will connect them and we'll tell them the whole procedure of admission, that how they can take the admission in the IIT Guwahati for Electronics and ICT Academy. Okay, so if someone is interested in the course, so they can type their mail ID at the chat box. And if there is any question regarding the course also, so you can just type there. I will be here to assist you regarding your questions or queries. And one more thing I missed here, that is the certification. Okay, so you can see this is the certification you will be getting after the course. That is that is mentioned here, that this is certified to that has successfully completed the advanced certification in UI and UX design strategy, and that is from Electronics and ICT Academy of IIT Guwahati. That is mentioned in this certification. So you will be getting the certification directly from IIT Guwahati of Electronics and ICT Academy. Yes. So now if anyone is having any question, so you can type there in chat box. Otherwise, you can just type your mail ID here.